Okay. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I just want to give a little bit of a update on, just life update, what's going on with everything. It has been a crazy few months. I feel like it's been that way for everybody, just transitioning from summer over to fall. I feel like a lot of things have happened, so I just wanted to talk about a few different things that have been going on. So originally I was supposed to do this video with Ian, but he has been crazy busy since like September. So he does work full-time. Luckily his job is very flexible, so he gets to work full-time from home. But then he also started school, so he went back to school for project management. And he's doing really well. I think he was second guessing himself a little bit just because he got his bachelor's like 7 years ago. So then taking that plunge to go back to school, it feels like you're going for the very first time again. So I think he's just been kind of a little bit in his head about that, but he's been doing really well. He's just super busy with working full time, and then once he's done with that, he gets started on his reading and his assignments, and that's what he does for a majority of the day. So since he has very little free time, I was like, I'll go ahead and film this by myself so that way he can focus on the stuff that he has to do. Because YouTube isn't his thing, so I don't want him spending his free time doing something that he doesn't necessarily want to do. But anyways, that's what's going on with Ian. Me, I feel like it has been so much, and I honestly feel like God was like, I'm gonna use this season right here to really test your faith, because I was losing it. So I think I mentioned back in June or July that I had gotten a new job. So I used to live in South Tacoma, and then Ian and I moved in together, and I moved farther up north for this job. Now, mind you, this job was paying me less than what my other job was, but I didn't have any experience because I switched over from medical to the legal field. So I didn't have any experience, so I was just like, okay, it's fine. Like, I'll just build myself up, gain the experience, yada, yada, yada. So I'm working for this company. It started off really great. I loved everybody that I worked with. And yeah, they essentially just tried to dick me over. They tried to dock my pay like an additional $4, but still wanted me to do all the same stuff and have the same title. And I was like, no, I already took a pay cut to come here, and I came here, to learn. There really isn't anybody here to train me. So that was the biggest reason why they wanted to dock my pay, is because they didn't really have anybody to train me. So since I wasn't able to do everything that I was supposed to do in my position, they were just like, well, we'll keep you as a legal assistant, but we'll just drop your pay. And I'm just like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I came here to learn. That's what you guys told me was going to happen. That didn't happen. So at that point, it was literally like that day, they were like, well, this is what it is. And I was just like, okay, bye. Like, I can't stay here. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's not my fault that you guys knew, like, coming on, you were super excited. You were like, we want somebody who's brand new, so that way we can train them in the way we want to train them, XYZ, whatever. And they were giving me a whole bunch of stuff, which I was doing my absolute best to do, but that's just not what happened. So I'm still in touch with the girls that I worked with, and one of them was like, oh, they finally announced that like my position, they just realized was a position made for 2 people. So they are figuring that out. But I'm like, I could have told you that. Like, I was brand new doing so much work, which is fine. I don't mind doing a lot of work, but like, at least have somebody in the office to show me what I'm doing. So I left that job like middle of September, and I started to freak out because I'm like, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. Like, am I gonna find a job? Like, what's gonna happen? So like about a week in, I started to panic. Like, I knew I would have been fine, like bills wise, I'm always prepared for something like this, but I was a little bit nervous about it. Ian was very supportive. He was like, well, if that's what you're gonna do, that's great. I could tell he was nervous though too, but I'm just like, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. So I was applying to different jobs, and I think I really just had to use that time to trust God, because I was like, I don't have it in me. I don't have trust in myself right now. It's like, I have to give it all to you, God. But it was wonderful. I went on a few different job interviews, and then the last interview that I went on, I decided to go back to medical just because they pay more. Everyone's hiring right now in this area, so I was just like, okay, I'll do that, that's fine. So I applied to this job, got an interview like 2 days later, and then after my interview, they were just like, oh, we'll let you know in about a week. Like, we'll let you know around the 7th of October, because this was the beginning of October. And I was like, yeah, that's fine, like, cool. So they actually called me back 3 hours later, and they're like, the hiring manager loved you. She doesn't want to interview anybody else. She wants to offer you the position. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And they're like, this is what your starting pay is. And it was like way more than what I was getting paid at the other place. And they're like, we also want to offer you like a $3,000 sign-on bonus. And I was just like, God, you really, ooh, won't he do it? Yes, he will. Yes. So God was really showing out for me there. Like, he was like, you know what? This other position was not what I wanted for you, but it's opened doors to, you know, this position where I'm making more. My hours are so much more manageable. My work level is going to be manageable. Ian and I are going to Mexico in February. They already approved that. They're like, that's fine, take a vacation. So I'm just like, ah. So I feel really, really good about that. I'll actually be starting my orientation. Let's see, today's Wednesday, so I'll be starting my orientation on Friday. So I am super excited about that. I was worried. I felt like maybe I was taking a step back because I think I'd mentioned before that I was in school. I try to go to school like every 2 years to learn something. So I originally went for criminal justice, and then I switched over to medical. So I got a degree in criminal justice. I got a degree in medical, and then I became indecisive. I didn't know what I wanted to go back for my bachelor's. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to get my bachelor's, and if I wanted to go the medical route, if I wanted to go criminal justice route. So for like the past 4 years, I've been going back and forth. Like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Like, if I'm gonna spend all this money, like, it needs to be something set, which is why I was trying out a job in the legal field. I think I do want to stay in the legal field, but I decided I'm going to work in the medical field right now just because the money is really good, and it can be stressful, but it's lower stress than trying to like learn something completely new. So I just finished my paralegal certification last week. That was really hard. It was accelerated semesters, so I had 8 weeks to do 16 weeks worth of work. But I think it prepared me because I decided I'm going to go back for my bachelor's and my master's because they have an accelerated program. And it's set up the exact same way where it's 7.5 week semesters that you do your work in. So I feel like since I'm already used to that, that's what I'm going to do. So hopefully in 3 years, I'll have my master's, and I did decide to go for criminal justice. I'm going to stay there and then eventually go back to the legal field. But while I'm in school, I'm going to stay in the medical field just because I don't want to say it's easy, but it's easier for me just because I know how to do things like that. But essentially, yeah, that's what's going on with me. Rocket Man is out there. He's not allowed in the studio anymore because I don't know why he decided this is the room he wants to go potty in, even though he's housebroken. But this started like maybe a week ago, and I think it's because of the weather. So we'll walk him outside and it'll be like raining and windy, and he won't go poop. And as soon as he comes in here and he gets warm, then he wants to poop somewhere. So I'm just like, no. So he is not allowed in our studio anymore because our carpet is like crunchy because we had to like shampoo so many different parts of it. So he's out there doing his thing. But yeah, I guess that's it. I'm excited to start working again. I had a month off. That was awful. I was just like, what am I gonna do with my time? Because I also had finished school. So before I was doing schoolwork, but then after I finished school, I was just like, okay, what am I gonna do now? So I've just been like doing housework and stuff like that. Ian's really gonna miss like, you know, coming out of the studio from work and like the apartment's clean and food's waiting for him, because that's not gonna be happening at all. He's gonna go back to making dinner because I won't be in the apartment. But yeah, I guess that's it for my update. Long story short, trust God. If that's what you're into, if that's what you believe, I feel like right now in these times, we just gotta put our faith in something bigger than ourselves. And for me, that is God, and I feel like he really came through for me, so I'm really excited about that. Ian sends his love in the most grumpy way you can think, because he is the grumpiest man that I've ever met. But yeah, I'm sure I'll get him into another video once we get more. Like I said, he just started school, so gotta get him a little bit more acclimated to doing the amount of schoolwork that he's doing on top of working full time. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'm sorry to just ramble on and on and on. Please don't forget to like and comment down below. Let me know how you're doing during these times. Let me know if there's a praise report that you want to tell me about. I love hearing about things like that. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I would really, really appreciate it. So everyone have an amazing day, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!